Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party and invited everyone that you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say thank you for being a friend. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party and invited everyone that you knew, we are the ones who don't know what we're fighting for. You would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card give us a gun and send us along to war. So they can send us to the Lord. We are the ones who are scared to walk out the door. We are the ones who don't know what we're doing and try. Right now, right now. We are the ones, we are the ones, we are the ones who are born into war. We are the ones who just don't give a fuck now. We are the ones, we are the ones, we are the ones who are born into war. We are the ones, we are the ones, we are the ones who just don't give a fuck no more.
Quarterback can feel and run. The views and opinions presented on the I'm channel belong solely to the person expressing no one else. If we say it, then that being said, this show does contain adult themes, adult content, and general shit that should be that quarterback here. Advised. Viewer discretion is recommended on proceed at your own risk. Belong solely to the person been warned. If we say that. That being said, this show does contain adult themes, adult content, and general shit that should be that quarterback here. Whopper. Viewer discretion is recommended on proceed.
If it's Thursday, welcome ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the St. Patrick's Day Hangover edition of the
That being said, this show does contain
The show where every armchair quarterback
adult content and general shit that you should not.
Today, as like most days, I've got a glorious panel here with me to break down the shit talk, the fuckery, and the fight analysis. If it's Thursday, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the St. Patrick's Day Hangover edition of the Vape. Before we get into all the fun and the fuckery, though, first and foremost, gentlemen, how the fuck you
That being said, this show does contain
The show where every armchair
Oh, we're here.
general
Definitely a hangover of hangover cards. Like, I'm expecting a hangover, but not until fucking Monday morning after St. Patty's Day. But no, we get it a day early.
St. Patrick's Day Hangover edition of the Vape. Before we get into all the fun and the fuckery, though, first and foremost,
Luckily for
gentlemen,
me, I don't fucking drink, so I only get one.
the show where
Be
every
dabbed
Oh,
the
we're
fuck
here.
up on Sunday for St.
Definitely a
Patrick's Day.
hangover of
Smoking my
hangover
greens.
Like, I'm expecting a
I'm not looking
hangover,
forward to fights.
but not until
Always
fucking
happy to
Monday
be here
morning
talking
after
bullshit
St. Patty's
with
Day.
you
But
boys.
no, we get it a day
Damn
early.
it, now looking forward to fights. Hangover for sure. Luckily for me, I don't fucking drink, so I only get one.
The card right
Be
before
dabbed
Oh,
the
we're
fuck
here.
up on Sunday for St.
Definitely a
Patrick's
hangover
Day.
of
Smoking my
hangover
greens.
cards. Like, I'm expecting a
I'm not looking
hangover,
forward to fights.
but not until
Always
fucking
happy to
Monday
be here
morning
talking
after
bullshit.
St.
First and foremost,
No,
we
we
like to
get it
start
a
things
day
off
early.
around
Now
here.
looking
A
forward to
little bit
fights.
of news and recent
Hangover
events, the
for sure.
fight confirmations and
Luckily for me, I
cancellations,
don't fucking
fight rumors that have been
drink, so I only
confirmed,
get
things like
one.
that, the relevant news
Be
on
dabbed
Oh,
the
folks
fuck
need
up
to
on
know about
Sunday
here
for St.
in the
Definitely
combat
hangover.
sports
Smoking my
world.
greens.
Kicking things back
I'm not looking
right
forward
off
to
the
fights.
top to last
Always
weekend.
happy to be here
because
talking
for some
bullshit.
reason,
No,
you
we
thought
get
there
it
was a
a day
chance
early.
that Florida wasn't going to Florida. You don't know Florida very well.
Hangover for sure.
While UFC 299 did show up and show out, in my opinion, much better than anticipated, you still are at the mercy of the Florida State Athletic Commission when you do a showdown there. And back right off the top, just when you think Texas is about the most ridiculous thing you can hear when it comes to medical suspensions and athletic commissions pulling fuckery, Florida man says, hold my mouth and watch this. So much better than anticipated. There's three categories of medical suspension. Still are at the mercy of the Florida State. There is 30-day medical suspension. There is 60-day medical suspension, and then there is indefinite ridiculous thing. We'll just run down real quick because these are fucking amusing. So athletic commissions pulling 30 days. Florida man says Marina and JoJo makes sense. Rafael and Pedro makes sense. Gilton and Song and Peter all make sense. Holland and Poirier makes sense. 60 days, a little more serious. Run down real quick because these are Parisian and Oleg Jacek. 30 days. Florida man says Marina and JoJo. Benoit Saint Denis makes sense. And Cheeto and Pedro. And then we have the indefinite and Song and Peter. Jack De La Maddalena, Holland, and Gilbert Burns Bull. 60 days. A little more serious. Run down real quick because these are and Sean O'Malley and Oleg Jacek. I wasn't happy with the way that fight came out, but to tell me at the end of that match that Cheeto Vera only needs a 60-day medical suspension, but Sean O'Malley gets an indefinite medical suspension. Jack De La Maddalena, Holland, and Gilbert Burns Bull. 60 days. A little more
Yeah,
serious.
that one was weird. I can
And Sean
understand the
O'Malley.
Jack Della Maddalena and fucking
I wasn't happy
broke his
with the way
arm
that
during the
came
fucking
out,
fight
but
before the
to tell me
knockout
at the
even
end
happened.
of that match that Cheeto
And it
Vera
looked like it
only
was
needs
a
60-day
blocked
medical
kick is what
suspension.
fucking broke his arm. So,
Definite
I mean,
medical suspension. Jack De La Maddalena, Holland,
you look at all
and
that and go,
Gilbert
yeah,
Burns Bull.
those ones make sense. Gilbert Burns. That one was weird. Knocked the fuck
I
out.
can
Understand the
Yeah.
Jack Della Maddalena. Guess what? That's gonna happen. You're gonna get suspended his arm during the fucking fight before the knockout even happened. But Cheeto only getting 60 days. He looked like a goddamn puffer fish at the end of that fight. He was fucking swollen to high hell.
Nobody
You look at all that and go, yeah, 60 days. Those ones make sense. I
Gilbert
mean,
Burns.
if they didn't find anything broken because somebody hit your pillows, they just hit them with pillows a lot, and you're gonna get puffed up. But what happened to Sean O'Malley that he's indefinite? There's not a fucking peep about that. He was fucking swollen to high hell. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, Cheeto tried. I mean, if they didn't find anything, but he was stunned, and that's all there is to it. Yeah, you're gonna get puffed up, but
Well, and
what
unfortunately,
happened to Sean
as
O'Malley
rough as that is, we might
there's
now
not a
actually
fucking peep
know
about that.
at least part of why Cheeto
Yeah.
apparently just
Don't get me wrong,
didn't show
Cheeto
up
tried.
Saturday
I
night.
mean, if they didn't find
Because we
anything,
found out that
he
last
was
Friday
stunned,
night,
and that's all there
Cheeto's
is
home
to
was
it.
robbed.
Yeah, you're gonna get
While they
puffed
were
up,
in
but
Miami for UFC 299, someone
what
broke
happened
into
to Sean
Cheeto's
O'Malley
home,
that
we
there's
might
not
now,
a
and he
fucking
wasn't wearing
peep
the
about
going into
that.
the fight. So there was understandably bigger things than the fight he was
Yeah.
about to walk
Don't
into
get me
going
wrong,
through his
Cheeto
fucking mind
tried.
when he walked into
I
the
mean,
cage.
if they didn't
And
find
that's
anything,
found out that
he was stunned, and that's all there is to
everybody
it.
that watched it pretty much agreed.
While
Cheeto
they
showed
were in
up
Miami
Saturday
for
night
UFC
was
299,
not
someone
typical
broke
Cheeto.
into
It was
Cheeto's
definitely
home.
something on the whole of the fight, and he wasn't wearing together when the fight sucked. So there was understandably bigger things than the fight was in because he got fucking robbed the night before while he was in Miami for his fucking title fight.
He was stunned, and that's all there is to
Everybody
it.
that watched it pretty much agreed. Cheeto showed up Saturday night. So that being said, as well as Cheeto not taking home the belt Saturday night, we also got a couple other interesting facts Saturday night. Despite a very almost the other direction fight, Joanne Woods officially retires from MMA with a final record now of 17-8. She said she is just done, and when you know you're done, you know, and she knows. So we also got she's done. She's not teasing. She's not going to do something else and come back. She's done. Despite us to start worrying about moving forward almost and making a family. So again, Joanne Woods officially retired. Cap tour. We can't be mad at the fighter who decides to hang him up when they're still able to form complete sentences and tie their own fucking shoelaces. So hats off to her. Hope for the best in her next chapter with John Woods in Vegas. She's done. That being said, one of the bigger things that happened Saturday night, Joanna Jacek has officially been inducted into the 2024 class Hall of Fame in the UFC under the Modern Fighters wing. Much deserved, even though the end of her career didn't necessarily go as she and a lot of people would like to see it. She undeniably did a metric fuck ton, not only for the division but for women's MMA. Has officially been inducted. Definitely a well-earned place in the Hall of Fame career on. Hall of Fame in the UFC. On to a little more fight news here. We got the official confirmation this week that the PFL has announced the kickoff of their 2024 regular, I say in air quotes, regular season, with the first 3 dates confirmed. The first date, excuse me, definitely April 4th from San Antonio. The second date will be April 12th from Las Vegas at the Virgin Theater. And then April 19th will be in Chicago, and there will be 8 Bellator fighters, either title holders or former title holders, making their debut in the regular PFL 2024 season on at least one of those 3 dates. Every week we'll have someone from Bellator being incorporated into the PFL regular season mix, and all of them big names. So this is the point where we find out if this experiment really is going to work, because they've now officially booked 3 separate Bellator events with Bellator fighters, and they're now officially starting the 2024 PFL season with Bellator fighters being brought in there as well. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is going to work, and they're going to be able to pull this off, or this is going to turn into an absolute two-faced dumpster fire, and we're going to watch the whole shit burn to the ground. The UFC only separate Bellator events with Bellator fighters. I, for one, am definitely interested to see how both of these sides of this coin with Bellator fighters being brought in there as well. That being said, unfortunately, in just a couple of weeks, the pre-UFC 300 Apex card, April 6th, has now found itself in a spot. They're going to have to find themselves a new main event. Marvin Vettori announced this afternoon, for undisclosed reasons, he is officially out of his fight with Brendan Allen for April 6th. Brendan Allen has already jumped on Instagram Instagram and Twitter trying to find anyone else at middleweight willing to step in on essentially 2 weeks' notice here. As of coming live this evening, 0 takers have publicly stepped up, and UFC has said that they are looking for a replacement, but as of right now have no idea what exactly they're going to do just yet, since it literally just came down the pipe this afternoon. On Instagram and Twitter, hopefully they can put something together, because the fight before, or the card before UFC 300 rather, even though it's an Apex card, cannot fall on its face like this, leading into arguably the biggest number event in UFC history. They just cannot trip on their own dick that hard, that close to the biggest show they're supposedly going to ever put on. Together, hopefully something. The fight before, or the card before UFC 300 rather. That being said, despite a lot of undue shit talk from one little fucking weasel, the UFC have decided to go ahead with it anyway, and they have officially rebooked Manel Kopp versus Matthias Nicolau 2. This time it will be taking place on the April 27th post 300 Apex card back in Vegas. A lot of undue not main eventing as it was originally once potentially, but they are officially rebooking this fight. And I think after the way that Manel Kopp handled the way that the last situation unfolded, this is absolutely the right fight to make. You don't give that little asshole a reward for the bullshit that he tried to pull. You make this fucking fight again when Nicolau is ready for it, and you make him walk through the fucking fire if he wants to claim all the hype he's saying he thinks he's fucking deserves. But as of right now, he's just a yappy little fucking chihuahua. Manel Kopp handled the way that the last now he's got to actually sing for his fucking supper and go through what he was supposed to fucking give that little asshole a reward for that bullshit that he tried to pull. You make this fucking fight again when Nicolau is ready for it, and you make him walk through the fucking fire. UFC 301, Rio de Janeiro, May 4th, has an interesting last-minute addition to it here after we saw a win leading into it a couple weeks ago. We now got confirmation that Vitor Petrino will, in fact, be turning around to jump back on that Brazil card, and he's getting his wish. He's getting Anthony Lionheart Smith, so definitely an interesting matchup, definitely a relevant matchup for the division, and Petrino still being undefeated, going after somebody with as much of a name recognition value as Smith. He could leapfrog himself right into a serious conversation here with a good win in front of his home crowd in Brazil, so very, very interesting. Sometimes it is a matter of closed mouth don't get fed. If you want something, you got to fucking speak it. And Petrino did, and he's getting it. Still being undefeated. We'll see how that one shakes out for much of a name recognition value. Smith. The next one here, UFC 302. As of right now, it is not officially confirmed, but all sources have indicated it is essentially going to be UFC Newark, which just makes even less sense considering we now will have Atlantic City and then potentially Newark. But they brought Frankie in the very beginning of the fucking year and Toronto, all sorts of stupidness. That being said, potential UFC 302 in Newark on June 1st. Interesting fight added to it this afternoon. Grant Dawson versus Joe Select. Both of those guys got some fucking heat behind them. Both of them very capable young fighters here. Both of them lots to look forward to in that matchup, in my opinion. Definitely like to see it on a pay-per-view. Most likely going to end up on the prelims, but still in Newark, good matchup nonetheless. Interesting fight added to it this afternoon. The issue that I'm not very happy with on June 1st, however, is going directly up against that UFC pay-per-view 302 potential Newark card. We found out this week definitely like to see it will be none other than one Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal, boxing at 175 pounds in Los Angeles on an $80 UFC pay-per-view 302 potential Newark card. We found out this week. I know a lot of people will be that were potentially stoked for a Diaz Masvidal run back, considering the doctor stoppage from the first one at 170. I don't know anybody in Los Angeles that was excited for it to happen $80, let alone pay-per-view, as the main event of an $80 pay-per-view. I know a lot of people boxing that were potentially stoked for a good for those boys if they actually do make a bag for it, but at this point, I do not think either one of them are going to come out. I don't know anybody, no matter how the fight itself, that was excited for it to happen. $80, let alone pay-per-view, as the main event of an $80 pay-per-view. I know a lot of people that were potentially stoked for. But speaking of not a good idea, not to be outdone, the UFC confirmed this afternoon that starting June 4th, Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko will be coaching season 32 of The Ultimate Fighter, featherweights and middleweights, and this time they are going to fight at the finale of the season. Unlike Chandler McGregor, who could not revive it even with McGregor's fucking quote-unquote star
Alexa
power,
Grasso
and then
and
didn't
Valentina
fight at the end of it, and still
Shevchenko
haven't
will
fought
be coaching
even an
season
entire year and
32
change
of
after
The
having
Ultimate
coached
Fighter,
So
featherweights.
apparently
and
that's what they've been
middleweights.
waiting
And
to
this
do,
time
the
they
Grasso
are going
build-up,
to
and the
fight
way it
at
looks
the
starting in
finale
June,
of
they're most likely
UFC
going to try and aim that fight and at least part of the finale for the Spear in November, and then didn't fight. That's what Dana said he wanted to do, that fight in the Spear, and this kind of seems like they might be lining that timeline up between 3-ish months for Ultimate Fighter, starting in June. Grasso build up, and we might get it that way. So I'm not mad that that's how they're going to go. I'm not mad that that's where they're going to end up. I'm mad that that's the way that they're going to get there. This fight should have already happened. If they're going to make this fight happen for the trilogy, they shouldn't tie these two and slow the division down even longer to try to defibrillate an already dead and rigor mortis Ultimate Fighter. It's not fucking worth it, and no one wins in this situation. This fight should have already happened. If they're going to make this fight happen for the trilogy, they shouldn't. Speaking of no one wins in this situation, slow the division down even we got the official confirmation of UFC roster check and a couple of their various sources that this week UFC did some heavy house cleaning. There are 11 fighters as of this Thursday that are no longer on the UFC roster. Speaking of no one wins in this situation, first and foremost, Khabib's cousin himself, Abu Bakr Nurmagomedov, has officially been released by the UFC. Following him down the pipe, Devin Clark, Mike Breeden, Luis Saldana, Denise Bondar, Daniel Lacerda, Mateus Mendonca, and then Fernie Garcia. That is also adding to the fact that we had Marco Madsen, Jamie Pickett, and Tyson Pedro. All three also retired in the last week prior to 2 weeks prior to this as well. So a total of 11 fighters now no longer on the UFC roster. Daniel Lacerda, honestly, Mateus Mendonca, one of those lists that there's nobody really in that lineup. Adding to the fact that we had Marco Madsen, Jamie Pickett, and Tyson Pedro, or has a chance to get their contract renewed if they do. I think that list is pretty conclusive in what we're looking at. So a total of 11 fighters now no longer Denise Bondar roster. Daniel Lacerda, honestly, Mateus Mendonca, one of those lists that there's nobody. That being said, in that lineup, last one that I've got for news this week is a little bit of a heavy one, and that's why I saved it for the end. A lot of you might have seen it, but I know a lot of people might not have, and I felt that it definitely deserves at least a moment here on the show here, given the impact that it's had leading me down this road in the MMA world here. We got confirmation last night and then throughout today that there was a fire in the Coleman household yesterday. Hammer Coleman, UFC champion Mark Coleman's dog, woke him up to let him know that the house had caught on fire and was spreading quickly. Mark Coleman, being the natural fucking badass that he is, physically picked up his mother and carried her out of the fucking house and sent her down to safety. Went back in, physically carried his father out of the house and sent him down outside to safety, and then went back in a third time to try and save Hammer, the dog that notified them of the goddamn fire, and Mark Coleman able to do so and ended up ultimately collapsing and getting rescued and is now in the hospital. He is awake, he is alert again, but he is suffering severe smoke inhalation damage and burns from running into a fucking literal burning building 3 goddamn times like a fucking savage. So that being said, thoughts obviously with Mark Coleman and his family, all of the humans did come out of the fire and is now okay. Mark is in the hospital recovering. Unfortunately, though, Hammer, the one who notified them and saved everyone, ultimately did not fucking literal burning building 3 goddamn times like the show wherever you are watching this, and as well over on the I'm Radio Discord for the GoFundMe to help Mark Coleman. They are at a total loss. Everything they own, the entire house, everything they own is gone, and poor Hammer in the process. So their GoFundMe will get shared as well as all other relevant links that are in the description as well.
Goddamn
Thoughts with
times
Mark
like
Coleman,
a
poor
fucking
Hammer,
everywhere
and
watching
just
this, and as well over on the I'm Radio Discord
for the GoFundMe to help Mark Coleman. They are. That being said, either one of you gentlemen have anything on my list in the news world this week? Everything they own is gone, and poor Hammer in the process.
Nope, you covered that one. No, that was the only one that I thought was worth mentioning.
Goddamn times like a fucking everywhere watching this, and as well over on the I'm
Yeah,
Radio
it was
Discord
badass. Definitely had to do that. Fucking, I heard Marvin Vittori. I like Vittori. He had to pull out of his fight to get with Brendan Allen. So the fucking last
Nope, you
shitty
covered
week
that
of
one.
fights gets
No,
even
that was the only
shittier
one
for
that I thought was
300.
worth mentioning.
Cool news though, Tatsuro Taira is scheduled to fight Tim Elliott May 18th. Yeah, that was badass. So Taira finally gets a fucking ranked opponent. I heard it's fucking Tim Elliott. I like Vittori. He had to pull out of his fight to get with Brendan Allen.
That's a good
So the
matchup.
fucking
I
last.
like
Yeah,
it.
I'm
Covered
excited
one.
for that
No,
fight.
that
That's
was
gonna
I
the
don't
be
know
only
who to
one that I
root
thought
for,
was
but I
worth
like the
mentioning.
matchup.
Cool news though, Tatsuro Taira is scheduled to fight Tim Elliott
But
May 18th.
that being said, that is
So
what we've
Taira
got
finally
for
gets a
news
fucking
and
ranked
recent
opponent.
events this
Fucking
week.
Tim Elliott.
So before we roll on, I have been forgetting, so I am trying to actively remember here. This upcoming weekend, like
yeah,
we
I'm
said,
excited
there are
for
not a lot
that
of
fight.
great
That's
fights. I
gonna
don't
be
know who to root
amazing.
for, but there are a lot of fights happening this weekend.
Cool
So I do
news
want to
though,
run down real quick
Tatsuro
before I
Taira is
forget
scheduled to
this
fight
weekend's
Tim
combat
Elliott May
sports
18th.
fight menu for you here to let you know
Taira
all
finally
of the
gets
shit that is
fucking
going on
ranked
before we
opponent.
dig in and try and find some
Tim
news.
Elliott.
So before we roll on, I have been first and foremost, we're starting off this upcoming weekend, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, 11:30 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning. I want to run down real quick before I forget. Part one of a two-part English takeover in the Cage Warriors side of things. Shit that is going on. Cage Warriors 167 kicks off tomorrow from first and foremost. We're starting off this upcoming weekend 12:30, but then tomorrow evening 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, BKFC Fight Night Miami, and bare knuckle fighting. If you've never seen it, it's an interesting English takeover. And again, not a lot of great fights on this card. The average casual 167, but maybe a couple of fights on this card. But bare knuckle events always turn out some form of entertainment when you anticipate it. But then tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, BKFC Fight Night Miami, kicking over to Saturday, starting again at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Saturday is part two of that Cage Warriors duo here. Always turn out some form of entertainment. 168 again, another one where the average casual is not going to know a lot of names, but they will recognize a few. The hardcores are going to know most of this lineup as well. And it's early Saturday kickoff fights. A little bit after that, 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central Standard, over from Poland, KSW 92. This is another one of those UFC-feeder organizations, again, that we talk about. The casuals will know a couple of names on this card. The hardcores, again, are going to know about a half a dozen on here. But any of these names with a big performance could potentially be in the UFC in the next couple of months. So another early Saturday set of fights to get you going. And that brings us into KSW 92, UFC Vegas 88. For some fucking reason, they are starting early again this Saturday, and the prelims will kick off at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central Standard could potentially be in the UFC in the next couple. Plenty of fights to go on this weekend. But that being said, and that brings us into that'll bring us into the little segments where, if you've been watching fights and combat sports in general for a long time, like some of us have been, inadvertently you start to learn what you like to watch, when it comes on, and the best way to watch it. And you inadvertently develop a set of blinders, so to speak. You start to lose the forest for the trees. And luckily for us old old heads here on the show, we have ourselves a bona fide young person that's out there just ever so vigilantly and ever so delicately fingering the pulse of the MMA world to help us stay abreast of all the names that are going to be names before they actually are names in a little segment that we like to call Slow's Candy. Develop a set of plenty of fights to go on. Start to lose the forest
Appreciate
for
you,
the
brother.
trees. Luckily for
So
us
I'll
old heads
start
here on
off
the
with
show, we
cans
have
like I
ourselves a
always
bona
like to
fide
do.
young person
This
that's out
shit's
there
easy
just
this
ever
week.
so
There's
vigilantly
plenty of
and ever so
those.
delicately
There's a few
fingering the
fucking
pulse of the
contenders that
MMA
I'm
world to
excited
help
about,
us stay abreast of
which
all the names that are going to be names before
only
they actually
equals a
are
few fights
names
that I really
in a
give a
little
fuck
segment that we
about.
like to call Slow's
Ode
Candy. Develop a
Osborne.
set of
We'll
plenty of
start off
fights
with
to go
him.
on. Start to lose the
Absolute
forest for
fucking
the
can.
trees.
I
Luckily
feel
for
like
us
the
old
dude's
heads here on
technically
the show,
lost
we have
his
ourselves
last
a bona
fight
fide
against
young
Charles
person that's
Johnson.
out there
That just
just
fucking
ever
kind
so
of
vigilantly
swung out
and
a
ever
different
so
way than I
delicately
saw, but few
fingering the
fucking
pulse of the
contenders
MMA
been
world
back
to
and
help
forth
us
his entire
stay
career
abreast
so
of all
far in
the
the
names that are going
UFC,
to be
just
names
not really
before they
showing
actually
shit with
are
the
names
fights that I really
in a
give a
little
fuck.
segment that we
Manel
like to
Kopp
call
is an absolute
Ode
piece of shit.
Osborne.
Shitty fighter as well.
Absolute
And this
fucking
kid
can.
got knocked the fuck
I
out by
feel like the
Kopp,
dude's
what, a couple
technically
years
lost his
ago.
last fight against Charles
It's
Johnson.
been really
Just
back and
ever
forth.
so vigilantly
I'm not
and ever
looking
so
forward to that
delicately
fucking fight
fingering the
either.
pulse of the
Dude's
MMA
been
world
back
to
and Chad
help
M.
us
Hellier
stay
career
abreast
so
of all
far in
the
the
names that are
UFC.
going
This
to be
fucking
names
dude
before they
won his
actually are
debut.
names
Has lost the last couple fights. 37 fucking years old, shitty fighter as well. Throw him in the fucking can as well. You got Chelsea Chandler a couple years ago. Throw that bitch in the fucking trash can. Only a few finishes in her fucking career. And lost her last couple fights to fucking Norma Dumont. Come on now. Won his debut. What the fuck? Has lost the last couple fights. I got Marcin Tybura. You just be honest. Dude's been back and forth. He's a veteran in the UFC. He was never. You think of a heavyweight, he's not your typical heavyweight. He's not going out there knocking dudes out. He gets knocked out by Ty. Come on, might as well hang it up at this point. I feel the same way for St. Preux. 47 years old, and I've been St. Preux has literally been dog shit his entire career. Somehow got a title shot, and then you think of a heavyweight, he got the fuck beat out of a heavyweight. Don't understand why this guy's still fighting out. Yeah, I got a fight on the fucking can. Penny Kianzad versus Mason Chios. I feel the same way for St. Preux. No fucks about that fight whatsoever. I feel like there's no real stakes or meaning to the fight whatsoever. Either one of them fucking wins. It's not doing much of anything for them. Either one of them getting anywhere near a fucking title. Yeah, I got a fight on time. It's just a rematch of the Ultimate Fighter finale at one point. That's it. That's how I look at it. There's no point in watching it. I feel like there's no. You could also throw Brian Barberena in the fucking can. Even though I like Barberena, he always goes out there and fucking throws down. It's not doing much. I kind of have a contender, but I'm leaning more towards the contender. It's just a rematch of the Ultimate Fighter. He's lost his last few fights, but I mean against fucking killers. You keep on fucking losing, it doesn't look good for you. We're all a fucking fan of his. He's what you want in a heavyweight. Go out there, fucking throw down. He gets it. Kind of have contender, but I'm leaning getting got lately. Bounces back, gets a win. He's back in contention. He's lost even against Marcin Tybura. He's get a fucking top five fighter. You keep on fucking fight if he goes out there and lays him out this weekend. So it's like it's kind of like contenders. Potential he could lean the other way, but I still have him leaning more towards the contender side. The other fucking ones I'm looking forward to, real young kids. Corey McKenna. I know we all fucking like her. She's still really young, and they've been slow rolling her. It's worth it. Like that fight in general is the one contender. I'm actually excited about. Jordan Morum is a contender in my eyes as well, but one of them has to lose. And I think Corey McKenna's going to get the win. So Corey McKenna, 24 years old, dude, a hell of a lot of fucking potential. Had to fucking throw her on my list. Keep an eye out for her this weekend. Then I got Isaac Belgary, fucking Midwest chopper, straight from Kansas City, Missouri. Kid's fucking undefeated, 6-0. All of his wins come by finish. Got some serious knockout power. Won his fucking debut against Francis Marshall by knockout. And he's fighting another little prospect kid. Keep an eye out recent fucking Christian Rodriguez. Beat Raw Rosas Jr. And then fucking beat Cameron Saman last August. But he missed weight, right? So now he's 6-0, fucking featherweight. these wins come by. I think that's going to be a fucking good decision. Midwest Chopper's going to get that ass. You keep an eye out for the fucking hometown another little prospect. Keep an eye out for. And you guys may not agree with it. Brian beat Raw, you know. He goes out there and fucking yeah, fucking go TO. I don't give a fuck if you hate him, man. The kid keeps going out there and laying people out. They're gonna fucking give him a ranked fighter next. He's fighting on the dude that beat the shit out of Jack Della Maddalena. You guys may not agree with it. That's my job. He goes out there. Lusa is not a contender. Yeah, fucking go TO. Beat the shit out of a contender. Almost won that fight. But Jack came back and won the fight. Look what he's fucking doing now. So I'm just saying, if Brian Battle goes out there, lays his ass out, they gave him a co-main event spot. That's my job. Fucking April, like we all know, shit, right? Lusa is not the building. This motherfucking kid's the ultimate fighter. Beat the shit out of a contender. Almost he's getting a ranked opponent next, so I have to say what he's a contender at this point. He keeps winning fights. It'll just be like bitch ass his ass out. He'll even win boring decisions. He keeps winning. He's gonna fucking get moved up because he's the ultimate fighter. This motherfucking kid's the ultimate fighter. The shit out of a contender.
I hate Brian Battle
He's getting a ranked
less
opponent next, so I
welterweight
have to say what he's a contender at this point.
Brian Battle at
winning fights. It'll
just
be like bitch ass
dumb. He's going to actually be serious about this.
He'll even win
needs to stay
boring
at
decisions.
welterweight.
Winning.
Like Kevin Holland forces him to be disciplined and not fuck around. If he's going to actually do that, I hate Brian Battle. I'll watch his fight. I'm not going to root for him because I've already seen him and how capable he is at throwing away great opportunities.
Winning fights, it'll
just
be like bitch ass.
dumb.
And see, for me personally, he's just like one of the only people that had any sort of a decent story or personality on that fucking season. Was on Volk's team. It's the only reason I have some like for the kid. He has done good. He's 4-1 in the UFC. His only fucking losses were not that Brett Gianov, who has literally won like 19 or 20 straight fights. And for whatever reason, that dude's not getting a ranked opponent. I really think his personality on that fucking season. But that's your other case. Ryan lost to that dude, and he'll fucking be jumping the gun over that dude. He has done good. He's 4-1. He gets a fucking big win this week. Losses were UFC Brett Gianov. They need props. Literally won like 19 or 20 straight fights. And for whatever reason, can't disagree with the reality. I really think. Not saying that I love the kid. I like the kid. That's your other case. Ryan lost to that dude. Fucking jumping the gun over that. Gets the win against Lusa this week. It's a dude that was beating up on oh, he's the ultimate fighter. They need props. We had a dude in the top 15 next. Love to hear what you boys got. Can't know they're very slim on the contender. Not saying that I love the kid. I know you guys got some cans. That's your other case. Try to throw something out. Fucking be a little positive here. I already know. Win against Lusa all over. Bad. Oh, fuck Battle. Oh, he's the ultimate fucking son of a bitch. He's a can. Get a dude in the top 15.
Tell you what, I'm gonna leave that be for a minute. I'll swing back around to the fuckery because it sounded like you had diarrhea in the mouth. You just opened it and shit was falling out there at the end. I don't know what happened, but I think you need a dog because dogs are better judges of character than you are. Might help you out there if you think he had a great backstory. No, fuck that. Tell you what, but we'll swing back around to that for a minute. I'll swing back around to the fuckery because it sounded like you had diarrhea in the mouth. You just opened it and shit was falling out there at the end. I don't know what happened. But watch the biggest fucking loser if that's what you're into. That's what that show is about. That guy's getting slim. No, you don't have to worry about it being back around. No, I don't give a shit if he's the size of a fucking pickup truck and got slim so he can fight. Fuck right off. That's not a cool backstory. A cool backstory is I was a fucking crack addict and fighting saved my fucking life. That show is about. That guy's getting slim. That's a cool backstory. I lost 150 pounds, so I could actually try to fight. The size of a fucking pickup truck. Realize you were slim so you could fight. Who gives a fuck? That's not a cool backstory. Guess what? Patty the Batty has to drop 150 pounds every time he makes fucking weight. Nobody cares. That's not a cool fucking backstory. I'm just saying. That's a cool backstory. I lost 150 pounds, so I could The one spot I will say I agree 100% with you. Fight I'm looking forward to the most on the card. That's watching Corey McKenna and Jacqueline. Guess what? Patty the Batty has to drop 160 pounds every time he makes banger. One of those two girls is going to get the push. The other one is going to fall back on Forrest. I'm leaning more towards Corey McKenna, but that's only on the fact that she's had quite a few more fights. But both of them, to their credit, started their UFC career the same way. Fucking with the loss, and then they been on the win since then. So this is a good test to see which one's actually going to get that good push. Very excited about that fight. Namely for what it does for the women's strawweight division. They need some fucking more fights, but they really fucking do. Now, the same way. As far as a fucking, let's start with this here. So this, and I hate to do this, which one's actually going to get that good. That very excited. People's co-main event this weekend as a whole for the women's strawweight. That is fucking trash. But they really fucking do. Look, OSP at one point was legitimately decent. As far as I'll say decent. I'm not going to say good. Let's start with this here. So this, he has some of the, but a great fucking record of making fucking Von Flucho. That's what he was fucking known for. That's why they called him the OSP choke for a while. It's just what it is. Kennedy and Chukwu was legitimately also, as far as I'll say decent. I'm not going to say good, but he's also been lackluster on some of that. But this is a great fucking record. Should be on the fucking Von Flucho. That's what he was fucking UFC fight. That's why they called him the OSP choke. But you know, when you're fucking digging for gold and pulling up nothing but fool's gold, you have to put this kind of shit up on the main card. He's also been lackluster. Can fight as a whole, but not as big as it can fight as Brian Battle and Angalu. Fuck that fight as a whole. What the fuck is it doing anywhere near the main card? Why is it in the goddamn co-main event? Fuck Brian Battle. I don't care how much weight he had to lose to make it to welterweight. Fuck Angalu. Both of those sons of bitches can go get dumped in front of a dump truck, not as big as car fucking die as Brian Battle and Angalu. Just let that motherfucker obliterate. What the fuck both of them doing anywhere near the garbage don't belong in the UFC. Why is it in the goddamn co-main event? You're like, oh, Brian Battle keeps winning. Yeah, because they're reaching for dented cans out of the dented can bin that's 10 years fucking old. Dumped in front of a dump. That's what's happening there. Of course, he's getting wins. You put him up against fucking something that didn't deserve to be anywhere in the UFC in the first place. Of course he's gonna win. Anybody can go win a street fight. Like, oh, Brian Battle keeps winning. So what did they put it under a UFC banner and it comes out of the dented career? Nobody cares. Again, don't lose what's happening there. It's just an ice cream cone shaped motherfucker getting wins. Nothing else other than that. That is anywhere in the entire selling point of him, in my opinion. Absolute trash fighter. Neither one of these guys are ever going to see fucking numbers behind them. In fact, I'm pretty sure they'll probably get walking papers at about the same fucking time. At least I'm really hoping so. To be honest, I hope Battle gets those walking papers before Angalu, but I know that won't happen because they're like, oh, look what a great thing coming off of the Ultimate Fighter is. In fact, Ultimate Fighter hasn't been legitimate in fucking a decade. They'll probably get walking papers at about the same fucking time. At this point, it's no different than Dana White's really contenders. To be honest, garbage. I hope Battle gets those walking papers. And no, I didn't think his backstory was great if I didn't make that clear. Oh, Battle's great thing seemed like one of the bigger pieces of shit in the entire house for that season. Fucking a decade. But you know, at this point, I guess what we find cool and great personalities, they're a little bit different. Weird that we're friends. Apparently, no. God damn it, we see some things really fucking differently. I've never poured sugar on me, but I've watched them do it quite a bit. Pieces of shit in the saying for that season. Fucking a decade.
I didn't say I like his personality, but this is a big thing. Like you said,
you can talk in circles all you want about it, but it's still
there's no talk in circles. It's the same story for myself. And like I said, if we were friends, that's my whole point, right? Like me being a fat ass and then working my way down in weight, getting some fights, getting better, but you know, making something out of it. If that happened, right? Oh wow, I got a chance, whether it's contender series, ultimate fighter, I make that. That's what I like about Brian. Like I said, the motherfucker that's my whole worked his ass off to get to where he is now. You can't deny that. Whether you think he's skilled or good, you don't like.
I'm not mad at that part of it. I'm just saying,
I
nobody
like
fucking cares.
hardworking blue collar motherfuckers. Oh wow, I got personality. That's the story I like. That's why I do like
Here's the
myself.
kicker with that. You know how many other fighters have to work their fucking ass off
his ass
to
off
the UFC?
Well, yeah, I'm
Every
fucking
goddamn
That's
one
the
of them.
point I'm making.
Every one of them has to make up that part of it.
It's
I'm
hard
just
as
saying,
shit.
nobody fucking cares. So
blue collar.
you lost weight in the process of training to make it to the UFC? Those two
That's
things
the
kind of
story
go
I like.
hand in hand. You're working your ass off for a goal. Here's the kicker with that. I see where your point is. I'm not discrediting that he lost a bunch of weight. Great job on that. You would have been a great person on The Biggest Loser. You probably would have won it all. But instead, we have to deal with this dumpster fire in the UFC. That's where my fucking problem is.
Yeah, you'll have to keep dealing with this level, just like you have to deal with Kobe Covington, me and Gary. Yeah, it's life.
And I will say, to his credit, I hate him less than I hate Ian Gary, less than I hate Colby Covington, less than I hate Marvin Vittori. Yeah, he's not quite as bad as them, but again, this falls under that same thing we talk about all the time. Do you vote for the giant douche or the turd sandwich? Your fucking choice. And I mean, pick your fucking battle. I'm not picking any of them. That's how that fucks all as a whole. They can all get on the next train fucking goddamn bumfuck Egypt for all I care and never come back on a one-way pass. This falls under that same thing we talk about all the time. All that being said, I'm actually going to Schrodinger's contender this one, Ty Tuivasa. I'm not picking any of them. That's how that, because we don't know whether he is going to be good or bad. Yes, his last 3 fights that he's lost have been to the absolute fucking killers of the division right now. But he's had other fights in the past where we've expected him to go out there and perform and win, and he ends up losing. Now, don't get me wrong, he went on a tear up until his last 2 fights. But his last fight where it was a legitimate, hey, he's got a chance to make title contention there, was against Derek Lewis. But, and yeah, he knocked out Derek Lewis, but that's fucking whose bomb lands first. That's what that fight was. Now, don't get me wrong, it just so happened that it was Ty's night that last 2 fights. Last 3, though, his last, he got fucking outpaced, legitimate, outworked. Hey, he's got a chance to make title contention. And also, was against Derek Lewis. But less precision out of him than the that's fucking whose bomb lands first. So I can only go Schrodinger's contender. How much has he improved or not improved? Do I think he's going to beat Tybura? 110%. Because Tybura is just a fucking heavyweight punching bag for everybody. And also, still, I can only give him contender because there's a chance he might shit the fuck out of bed. Because Tybura might fucking outwork him. So I might be able to get inside and grapple him out. And if that's the case, we've seen what Ty does when he hits the fucking canvas. And it ain't much. He gets the Schrodinger's punching bag for everybody. But as a whole right now, not a whole lot to fucking talk about. GM3, I'll add there's a contender because I just fucking GM3. This Tybura might fucking outwork. There you go. See, now that has nothing to do with what kind of fighter he is because he's mediocre. I've seen what Ty does when he hits. There you go. That's kind of like you like Brian Battle, he's a shit fighter, but you're gonna get him contender status anyways. So we both have our own fucking.
Hey, that's a whole different fucking level. I'll completely agree with JM3. 33 finishes, 35 wins, 27.
What kind of fighter he is because he's mediocre. He's still just a mediocre fighter at best. There you go. That's kind of like your. I'm an honest person.
No, the whole different level in comparison. Maybe they still are mediocre.
We both have our own
mediocrity is crazy. That's a whole different fucking level.
say to yourself. Whatever you got to say to make yourself feel better about your choices, you go ahead.
Oh, I feel fantastic all the time, sweetheart.
Mediocre fighter. I think the stuff you were smoking might have been laced with something other than what you thought.
There's a whole different level, like Parasite. Maybe they still are mediocre.
We both have our
mediocrity.
Yeah, you be positive. So is HIV. That stuff's positive too. You don't want to be that. You go ahead.
Oh, I feel fantastic all the time.
I'm a realist. I'm not the half full or half empty. I think that's the thing just fucking happen. Something other than what you thought.
There's a whole different level, like Parasite. Maybe they still are mediocre.
We both have our.
Hey, that's why you got me.
Yeah,
Grumpy old men can't function.
So is HIV. Goddamn right. Stay off my fucking lawn. You go ahead.
Oh, I feel fantastic all the time.
I'm a realist. I'm not the half full or half empty. That's the thing just fucking happen.
Because I forgot last week about International Women's Day, so I'm going to make up for it by doubling down this week.
Hey, that's why you got me. Grumpy old men can't function.
Goddamn right. Stay off my fucking lawn.
I feel fantastic all the
I'm
time.
a realist.
Both
I'm not the half full or half empty. That's the thing just fucking happen.
Because I forgot last Chelsea about and fucking Josiana for it by doubling down have no place on this card. Neither one of them should be under UFC contract. Horrible, quote unquote. I say with air quotes.
Goddamn right.
Featherweight, and neither one of them did shit there. I don't think that either one of them deserve a chance to move down and try and play in the bantamweight, let alone drop down and automatically keep their fucking ranking. I forgot last Chelsea about and fucking Josiana for it by doubling down have no place on this card. Neither one of them should be. But the other side of here is horrible, quote unquote, Macy Chazon, who was literally in title conversations not 6 months ago. I don't think that at 125 pounds now is all of a sudden fighting at 135 pounds and fighting against Piani Kanzat, who could not be less fucking relevant. Period. This is just a double down step for both situations. Macy Chazon, who was literally in title conversations not 6 months ago. I will say, as honorable mention, because now you guys already covered it, fighting Ode Osborne at 135 pounds and fighting against Piani Kanzat, who could not be less fucking relevant. Period. This is just a double for my contender side here. It was touched on a little bit, but I'm putting the whole fucking fight in there. Corey McKenna and Jacqueline Amora, as honorable that both of those ladies have incredible fucking potential. I think that Corey McKenna is quite possibly the future of tiny little fucking UK girls coming through to kick ass in the fucking ring. She's like the stepping up as Joe Wood steps out, so it just kind of makes sense a little bit. But I'm stepping in as the little Scottish girl steps out. Keep that whole UK fucking vibe alive. Both of those ladies have incredible fucking potential. That fight is just really fucking fun. Corey McKenna is quite possibly the future of tiny little
Yeah, we all agree with that. The whole fight fucking contender spot. It's just sad, like Ralphie said, one of those ladies is going to get pushed back a little bit. That's why it's one of my favorites, because to me it has the most stakes for those two prospects. One's going to fucking really have a chance to move up, and one's going to have to really have a slow roll. Both of them still young. The whole fight fucking contender spot. Can't wait to fucking see that. It's just sad, like Ralphie said, one of those ladies is going to get pushed back a little bit. Looking forward to seeing Ty. That's one of my favorites, because to me it has the most stakes for those two prospects. One's going to fucking really have a chance to move up, and one's going to have to really have a slow roll. Both of them still young. The whole fight really have a slow roll. Both of them still.
Oh, it is having technical difficulties.
The whole fight really have a slow roll. Both of them still.
Take it, OBS just went down.
Okay, let's see. I
should be
think we're
back.
back. Let me see with the
Yeah,
delay if the audio is working.
I can see it's live. I don't know about audio. We're good. I just turned on audio.
Yeah, audio looks like it's good. I thought it sounded weird in the beginning, but it sounded like it went away. I'm not sure what the fuck that was. That's awesome though. Hooray.
Thank you, everybody out there in
Thanks,
comment land letting
OBS.
us know.
Right. Well, luckily, this isn't a card that had a lot to get talked about, so hopefully everybody can manage to slog through the previous chunk of that bullshit.
I'm wondering how long the audio was bad for. I'm not going through that rant again, just in
Yeah,
case.
no, it's. I apologize in advance if that sucks. That's what you're getting. We're not doing the show again. Definitely not for this card.
Nope.
I already told the youngin to get off my lawn, so that's about what you missed.
Jeez, tits. Fucking OBS, always a nightmare. Anyways, we should be good now. All right. Well, that being said, we're gonna fucking slog on through. So this is the point where the show requires its own individual dedicated disclaimer for the next upcoming segment. Tapology.com does not in any way, shape, or form support, sponsor, or endorse the I'm No Joe podcast. Yet. That being said, Tapology.com does offer you the option to go onto their website and create a free account, and with that free account, make fantasy-style MMA picks. You can even make groups on that website. So we did. We call it I'm No Bookie, all one word, or group 965, however you need to find it. The group is open to the public. You are encouraged and welcome to make yourself an account, join the group, and let us know who the fuck you are so we can hold you accountable like we do ourselves in a little segment we call Tapology with TJ.
Well, now that the audio fuckery is all fixed, this is a good time to say that going into last week, we thought we had everything fixed and picks were on par and everybody was doing what they were supposed to. But our audio got messed up somewhere in the long lines of that. Because when we go back to the O'Malley Vera fucking UFC 299 card, obviously our wires got crossed there too. Because it was kind of a rough day as a group. I like not all, every one of us hit the over 500 mark. And also we let Donna come through and kick everybody's fucking ass again. Like just fucking extended the lead. Like up until the last 2 or 3 fights, I was close. I know I was fucking close up until the last 2 or 3, and then shit went sideways. So Donna takes another dub. Now, there was a fight at the bottom for a minute. Luckily, Meter and Don decided that collectively they were going to work against Vinny and let Vinny get pushed over onto his own dick. In fact, I think they both kicked him in the ass on the way there because it was a close fight for that bottom spot. But as a whole, we need to pick better this week.
I said it Saturday night, and I'm going to make a point to say it again here so it lives in infamy on YouTube. I try not to kink shame. Whatever cranks your motor, cranks your motor. But what Vinny's doing to his dick lately just isn't healthy.
Yeah, it's not healthy. You need to find better ways to pleasure yourself rather than doing that. Just saying could be long-term ill effects. Now, that being said, let's take a look at where we're at currently with the Grand Prix. Because after this, it obviously went tits up. Now, there was some movement within the Grand Prix rankings. Namely, Donna extended her fucking lead by a full 200 points in the Grand Prix. Granted, we have 5 weeks left. We have this week, 3 more fucking shit cards before UFC 300. So 5 fucking weeks of picks. That 200 points can disappear in an instant. I'm still sitting in second. Christian made a good push to try to take over that second spot, but it's falling short behind me by 20 points right now. 20-point gap between second and third. So more shit can get shaken up. And not far behind him is fucking Meter. He's only fucking 140 off. So that could be changed up real quick as well. Don's not far behind Meter. Then at 2,340. So he's 240 off, which is make upable. And then you got Vinny. Vinny, stop being a masochist. You're sitting at 2,000 points, where the current leader is at almost 3,000. That's a big fucking hill to climb, Vinny. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see you pull off fucking victories for the next 5 weeks, just to take over the top spot and somehow climb back from an almost 1,000-point deficit in the Grand Prix. That would be fucking incredible to cover. I'm here for it if it happens. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna fight you for that fucking top spot, because it's fucking close race up there. It's a close race all the way until you get to Vinny. Well, and Don, because Don is technically, he's exactly 600 points off the lead. So it can happen, but just know there's 5 weeks to fix your shit for everybody. No more of this fuckery, and no more crazy fucking cards going tit sideways like they have been lately and really throwing people off. But that's where we're at currently. If you haven't, come over, join the group. I'm No Bookie, group 965 over on Tapology. Let us know who you are. I'll be able to get you in and start telling you how you're doing over the next 5 weeks. But then after that 5 weeks is up, we'll get you into the Grand Prix. So that way you can really see where you fall. So technically, if you're joining now, we can kind of consider this as your your slow build up. Kind of like you take a new job, they give you a build up time or a ramp up period to make you feel good about yourself and know that you're producing well. We'll let you get there. Just let us know who you are. That way we can tell you when you're doing well, and if need be, I can pull you aside for a one-on-one and let you know you really screwed the fucking pooch. Oh, all that said, let's take a look at some fucking odds for this week. Where to start with? This toilet bowl of a fucking card. It's absolutely just garbage. But to go along with the garbage, there are a few things worth mentioning. I'm just gonna get these out of the way. The main and the co-main, and I say co-main very fucking loosely. Coin flips. Not gonna say any more than that, because neither one of them deserve to be fucking discussed. Coin flips. So they're minus 100s basically across the board for those two. Now, there are a couple fights on the card that do have some lighter odds, but for the most part, everything is fucking coin flips across the board, except for 3 fights. And I'll give you a 4th fight in there just for shits and giggles, because it's fairly close to the other one. And actually, no, they're exactly the same, just 2 different fights. So the Macy Chazon, Penny Kanzad, minus 250 for Chazon, plus 200 for Penny. Now, the other fight that has the exact same fucking odds, the men's division, GM3 and Brian Barberena. Giving GM3 fucking a minus 250 favorite, Brian Barberena plus 200 underdog. Exactly the same. Now, the 2 fights that actually have some wider odds on the card, we'll start with the lower of them. And that's going to be the Mike Davis and the Tom Levy fight. We got Mike Davis coming in at a minus 500 favorite over a plus 360 underdog in the Tom Levy. Makes sense in sorts, but they're also fairly young fighters, so that could still go either fucking way. Might be one of those ones where you bet the underdog just because, well, when it's those young up-and-coming fighters or prospects, I won't call them up-and-comers because, to be honest, I've seen the both of them, and, well, they couldn't pour piss out of a boot if the directions were on the heel. So either one of them might accidentally flip the fucking boot over this week and, do something worthwhile. So might be one worth betting on. The other one that is probably pretty close to fucking spot on even though both of them, in my opinion, are fucking garbage, is Ovin St. Preux and Kennedy Nchukwu. They've got Kennedy Nchukwu coming in as a minus 700 favorite over a plus 500 in Ovin St. Preux. Seems a little wider than I think it should be. But I understand a 40-year-old OSP fucking just looked like shit for quite a few years now. And Kennedy Nchukwu, who the UFC just seems to keep wanting to push. So, BetMGM's going with them. They're saying, you know what, go ahead, fucking play the field there. That's one. I would honestly bet on OSP on that, but I would only bet on him on one occasion, and that would be submission. I wouldn't bet on him to win a decision. I'm not going to bet on him to win knockout, but I would bet on him for a fucking submission win. Spend $25, pick him by submission. Chances are those odds are even fucking wider for him to win by submission than they are for fucking him to win by just win. Because I'm just looking at the just win odds. I'm not looking at the rest of the fucking individual odds. But that'd be the only way I would bet on him. But other than that, all your fucking odds across the board, other than those 4 fights I just mentioned, coin flips. Go figure. You've got a whole bunch of, for lack of better terms, we'll just call them no-namers, even though a lot of us do know who they are. They're fucking just coin flips across the board. Oh, fuck. I realize I missed one other one that's fairly wide odds. Thiago Moises and Mitch Ramirez. Moises coming in as a minus 375 favorite over Mitch Ramirez and a plus 295 underdog. Almost forgot that one. My apologies. But yeah, rest of them fucking coin flips. So those are your odds this week. Make whatever bets you feel like making. But this is another one of those weeks where if you're a betting person, you're better off doing parlays, in my opinion, because there's not anything where you can go, I think those odds are really fucking wrong. Just whatever you do, don't bet like Drake because you're going to lose a lot of fucking money then.
Ain't that the goddamn truth? No, I will say, the only reason that I'm the slightest bit curious about how the quote unquote people's main event plays out is because I'm in a weird fascination. I want to hear Jed Meshew on the post fight show yelling about how Kennedy Knucklechucks got it done. They've decided that's the new nickname for Nchukwu. They're calling him Kennedy Knucklechucks now, so he's got a hell of a fucking power shot, so I get it. Yeah, no. 40-year-old OSP, long been on the back nine of his fucking career. Kennedy's not a world breaker, but when he connects, he fucking connects. So I definitely see that. I will say I also forgot one earlier. Josh Coulibaugh versus Danny Silva. Coulibaugh could be our Schrodinger's contender for this card. We've seen him show up like a fucking world beater, and we've seen him show up to get shut off. So there could be a little potential there either way, depending on if Danny Silva is serious about his fucking business when he shows up Saturday. We could see a hell of a fight or a very boring featherweight fucking decision. Either way. That being said, that's pretty much all we got. Unless you boys have anything else in particular on this card you are thrilled about enough to take the people up. I think that is about all we've got on this card. Like I said, not a lot of great fights this weekend, but there are a lot of fights this weekend, starting first thing tomorrow at lunchtime, going all the way until Saturday evening late, because the UFC always fucking runs long. There is all sorts of fights this weekend if that's what you are looking for. But that is what we've got for this particular episode. Remember, when we wrap it up here, that's not the end of things, because tomorrow morning and pretty much every Friday morning, that gentleman, over there we go. That gentleman over there and his other half put out their podcast, the Slow Bacon Contemplate podcast, over there on Spreaker.com. Links to that, as well as their social medias and their very own channel over in the I'm No Joe Discord server, down in the links, down in the description below, as always. Words.
Oh yeah, appreciate you, brother. The fucking fun never stops once we get back around next week. And every fucking Wednesday night, you gotta tune into the Foggy Fairway on Golf T Vape's YouTube channel. About the same time we do the show, around 9:30 every fucking Wednesday. Yeah, all of fucking Golf T's links should be down in the description as well. Make sure you follow the fucking brother. Give him some fucking love. If you're into the vapes, always fucking tune in and get some nice recipes.
Appreciate it. Stay the fuck off my lawn, though. I couldn't help myself. Now, with all that and the fuckery that is this week, there might not be shit to look forward to on Saturday as far as the fight card is concerned. But if that's the case, go spend some time finding out all the many things that the meter does. Go down below, there's a couple of link trees. Linktree/meter does many things. And also Linktree/I'm no Joe. That'll take you all to the many things that he does do, and it'll definitely be way more fucking entertaining than what we're getting on Saturday.
Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. That being said, that is all we've got for this particular episode. So if you like what we get up to around here, we appreciate you. Please make sure you give us a thumbs up and you are subscribed with your notifications turned on, whatever platform you happen to be consuming this on. We do this show pretty much every Thursday before there are fights live over on youtube.com/@I'mNoJoe. I hate that they put the fucking ats in the links like that. 9:30 p.m.-ish Central Standard Time. The show goes up in all audio format a week later on anchor.fm/I'mNoJoe. You can pick it up to your podcast consumption platform of choice. Google, Apple, Spotify, we're fucking everywhere, and I get it. We have mirrors, so audio works better for some people. That being said, if you would like to help out what we get up to around here, the best way to do so, patreon.com/I'mNoJoe. For as little as $1 a month, you get your name at the end of every broadcast on this channel as a thank you, as well as unrestricted access to behind the scenes, unaired, and literally unairable things. Stuff that was literally too hot for OnlyFans. I'm not kidding. We had to move it over to Patreon. So if you're a big kid and you got a buck and you want to help us do what we do, you get cool shit in return. You don't have to, though, because, like I said, we do this show pretty much every week for free. You could pick it up however you want to. On the other side of that coin, though, if you don't like what we get up to around here, first and foremost, what the fuck are you still doing this deep into a podcast you didn't enjoy? Give it a thumbs down and then go fuck yourself. We won't even dispute it. That said, that's all we've got for this particular episode. So remember, boys and girls, until next time, don't let ignorance stop you. You can root for anything. Unless it's a good hangover card from the fucking UFC.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. How do I say goodbye to what